Yo, what it do, YouTube? It is ladies and gentlemen. The Colts lose another game, and this one's in the crucial moments, man. The Colts were up 25 to freaking 9. 25 to 9. A lot of people thought the Colts had it. Even though we knew our kicker was hurt, we still had a chance to win this game. But I'm joined by my guy Rondo here. Rondo, how you doing, man?
I've had better nights, definitely. Yeah, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, man. This was a rough one. Before we get into it and give your thoughts, where can they find you?
Yeah, definitely. You can catch me on Twitter at the Colts Beat at SIA Colts Beat. Everyone ever goes to a podcast, you can find our podcast. Also, you can follow our network channel on YouTube, the Say It Again Network.
All right. All right, man. It's your time to let us know how did the game go for you, man. Let us know your thoughts for offense and defense.
It was the tale of two halves, and I feel like as Colts fans, Colts analysts, we've been saying that for the past 10 years. You see a team go out there, came out amazing, literally came out amazing. If you listen to anyone's game day previews, what we've been saying for the entire season, did exactly that. Fed JT, passed when you needed to. Wentz barely got touched. It was nice, quick strikes, and the defense. We finally got that defense that we were talking about all offseason. You held Lamar to, he was 8 for 10, but you held him to 100 yards, no touchdowns. You were killing it, literally on the road. You come out, and then even then, come out of halftime, get the ball, 2 plays, touchdown. Still killing it. Then you allow Lamar to throw for 300 plus in one half and clutch the game. Like, look, Lamar is a great quarterback. I'm not taking anything away from him. He was going to get his numbers. He's not supposed to do that. Not that. You actually contained him in the run game. He killed you with the arm. That's the problem. I don't care if our corners went down and we were down in practice squad guys. You found before that you still had Rhodes. Okay, we lost Rhodes in the second half. You still roughly had the same guys, only missing Rhodes. Yes, that's number one corner. They've got no special receivers over there. Hollywood's nice, but he's not special. Devin Duvernay is a special teams guy. Mark Andrews, Mark Andrews is probably number 4, number 5 tight end in the league. He's looking like Travis Kelce today. That can't happen. You cannot talk about this defense being excellent and allow that on the road in prime time in a game where you were literally dominating. It's embarrassing and disgusting. I don't care.
Yeah, man. That was just a terrible, terrible way to go out. Terrible way, man. I agree with you. The defense looked really solid. It looked really solid, man. I will agree 100%. But in the second half, like 300, really 300 for a mobile quarterback that people claim can't throw the football. Like anybody, like I said last week, anybody can shred this defense. Zach Wilson can shred this defense. Like you're literally putting. I've seen Al Kadima Hammett in coverage. That's unacceptable. You telling me you don't have enough DBs to run a prevent defense when you know they got to drive down the field to try to score? But then in overtime, you rush 3 people in overtime. So where was this at in the fourth quarter when they needed to put up 14 points? It just doesn't add up to me. You had enough DBs because I finally seen George Odom in the back of the end zone in overtime when they caught it to win. Where was he at? You telling me you couldn't put him in the game? He wants to play safety. These things just don't add up to me. It just doesn't make sense, the coverage that we run. And people yet still slanders the offense while Carson Wentz pretty much had his best game all season. 400 yards. Are you freaking kidding me? Jonathan Taylor, Marlon Mack, Jack Doyle, Mo Ali Cox, Michael Pittman Jr. had a great game. Paris Campbell had a good game. And some people still slander the offense. That just doesn't make sense to me. This is the offense we were waiting to see. Motion offense, wide receivers motioning, jet sweeps, all these things. Let me know your thoughts about the offense, man.
Zero. Okay. Small complaints with the offense, but I'm not going to really get into them because it doesn't matter. It's probably nitpicks at best. Wentz got sacked twice. he didn't get pressured too much. Would I have liked to see Jonathan Taylor get more touches? Sure, but you're putting points on the board, so I'm not going to complain. I really can't find a fault on the offside of the ball except for nitpicks. There were a couple, trick plays you ran, which I'm just like, okay, maybe don't do that. But I felt it was a nice stream of running and passing. I felt you finally used the play action, which I've been waiting for. Honestly, I can't find any fault for this offense whatsoever.
Yeah, man. If you want to bring up Wentz's passes when he threw all those like 4 high passes over the top of the receivers, that's still not a good excuse to blame the offense for losing this game. Yeah, we knew the kicker was hurt, but that still doesn't take away the defense giving up freaking 14 plus points for them to come back and win. That just doesn't add up. We asked the offense to run the football. That's what they did. We asked for Carson Wentz to throw a jump ball up to Michael Pittman Jr. That's what they did. Of course, the offense wasn't perfect. Eric Fisher was getting shredded all night. We know that. Like I said, we know these things. But for the defense as a whole, we know we missed a lot of players getting hurt. We know that. But you still cannot cut them slack for that performance in the second half. You cannot cut that slack because the offense pretty much won you the game at that point. It was just up for the defense to contain them enough so the offense can run the clock out. That's all it took. And the defense did not show that. So, like I said, I was not shocked about the loss because when we were up 25-9 and the Ravens scored, I knew what was going to happen, and I tweeted it out that we're going to lose this game. Because every Colts fan know if we start off hot, we're going to sell in the second half. It's just as simple. We've been going through this for years. We know what the scheme is going to be run is zone coverage, never man. We don't run prevent defense. And if we do, we got an edge rusher in freaking coverage. It's just not going to work. Mark Andrews, I'm pretty sure every content creator knew that he was going to shred us this game. Some people said Hollywood was going to do it. Some people said I said Sammy Watkins, but most people knew Mark Andrews was going to be the sole reason. And that's just unacceptable, man. I mean, I don't even know what to expect next week. What do you think the Colts have to do? This can be the final remarks. What do you think the Colts need to do to try to at least contend for the playoffs?
Okay, so obviously I'm still kind of agitated about this loss in this game, but to temper my head a little bit, I got to remember that this was the end of that rough 5-game stretch. Now the schedule gets way easier, and for at least for counting this week and last week against the Dolphins, the team has looked much better. So going into Houston, I expect the defense to be angry. And you're playing against Davis Mills, who's a rookie quarterback who has one guy to throw the ball to and no one else. So I expect an angry Darius Leonard tomorrow, or next week, sorry. I expect Buckner to finally touch the stat sheet. By all means, I understand he does stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. I am not dissing Butter whatsoever. But I expect him to make an impact on the stat sheet next week. Hopefully you get Rock back, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but hey, he's proven that, we can cut some slack now. He's shown up when needed to be. Hopefully we get him back. Hopefully Kwity Paye is back. And, guys that went down this game, Rhodes, I want to miss Kari Willis. Hope Kari Willis is back next week. But, yeah, next week needs to essentially be like in high school, your homecoming game where you schedule a terrible opponent on purpose just to pick yourself up. You're getting that gift next week. So, again, I'm mad about right now, but I have to understand that we're going to be going into a really bad Texans team. And offensively, we looked great. So I have kind of zero worries on that. The defense, again, I've said that again, this first 5-game stretch, you don't need to have the panic button up too high. Now starts where you need to have your hand over the panic button. Is this game against the Texans, the week after against the Niners. This part of the schedule is where we're really going to see how this team is. Because the tough stretch is over. It gets easier now. let's see. Like I said, obviously I'm still mad, but I'm trying to temper that because you get the Texans next week. Let's hopefully pick it back up.
Yeah, man, I agree. The playoffs are still in contention at this point. We can still make it. I mean, it'll be a wild card if anything, but we still have a shot. So let's not go ahead and overthink about it. It's still a good team that we lost to, even though it was a winnable game, and we did put on the show. Maybe this will give us more primetime games in the future. For look at it at that light. But like I said, for the offensive defense, the team in general, the loss today was unacceptable. It was unacceptable. So if you blame either side, I'm totally understand your opinion. But, I mean, hey, we're not supposed to agree with everything. So it is what it is. But once again, Rondo, thank you for joining tonight. Appreciate your opinion on the game. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think the Colts need to do? All these things. This is Marcus. That's Rondo. We're out. Until next time, you've been Culture Shock.